Okay, so this is our group project. We're talking about police code interpretations. My name is Maddie. We have Andre, Tanner, Matthew, Ian, Dylan, and Emily with us as well. So in this presentation, we're going to give you a brief kind of idea of what we've been working on and kind of highlight some of the problems we've discovered in our game plan of how to help you with this police code interpretations.
So, the business process for our problem is the process we want to fix involves translating police radio code as soon as the emergency takes place to fire station. Code are formatted like 00 or XXXX. This process needs help because fire station needs streamlined operations to give firefighters more time to prepare for the scenes they are approaching without having to manually look up codes. Ideally, this could be done by taking out the problem impacting why firefighters are experiencing this problem. However, many government processes do not allow external modifications. Therefore, we need to find an alternative way to integrate a plan to fix the translation issue at the fire station.
All right, so then we also have like a basic diagram of our business process right here. So we have the 911 dispatcher dispatches code. Obviously, they're going to receive that code from a civilian calling 911 dispatcher. It's going to go to the fire department, which is going to be managed by the phone system. So then the fire department is going to receive code. They're going to translate code, try to understand it, and then prepare based on the code. And then hopefully it leads to firefighters being well prepared. And then in this process, we want to have a goal less than a minute of this whole process being going through.
All right, so our problem analysis focused on highlighting several issues. We did it by high, medium, low impact. So for issues with inputs, firefighters not knowing code descriptions, we listed as high impact. Medium impact would be details of emergency calls unavailable. And as far as issues with outputs, we have response time delays. We listed that as high impact. Wrong codes leading to incorrect equipment, that is also high impact. And then no system for storing past emergency information, we categorize that as a low impact problem. And then finally, with enablers, we have low financial funding for innovation. We listed this as medium impact. And then just skipping to our high impact for enablers, no code translation system. But most importantly, out of all this, we identified some root causes. One being handoffs, one major root cause. Excuse me. So handoffs between dispatch and firefighters is going to lead to miscommunication during the transfer. Our second root cause was leadership. It's a vital process for improvement. Both dispatchers and firefighters are dedicated to enhancing response times and ensuring team efficiency. And then we have business rules. Some business rules are outdated and don't fully cover real world scenarios. This can lead to gaps in knowledge and unnecessary delays. And then finally, we have variation within the process. It's particularly during emergency code translation and other significant is another significant concern. But yeah.
I'll be discussing one of the critical issues affecting our fire station's emergency process, specifically how the team translate police codes during emergency calls. Let me walk through what happens when a police code comes in. The firefighters receive a police code during emergency response. They must manually look up what this code means. Based on their interpretation, they select a equipment. Then they respond to the scene. We have identified this as a high priority issue because the teams are spending precious response time looking up for codes. There have been instances where teams arrive with incorrect equipment due to misunderstanding. This also creates delay in proper emergency response, and it also adds unnecessary stress to the firefighters' critical moments. This matters to the operation because Every minute spent translating codes is a minute delayed in response. Wrong equipment being retrieved means potential second trips. The firefighters need more preparation time for approaching scenes, and this directly affects the quality of emergency services you provide to the community. And understanding this decode process is the first step in improving emergency response efficiency. We want to ensure that teams can respond faster and with the right equipment every time.
And so basically, based on our diagramming here, we put the stop sign at where the firefighter does not understand the code. This is a big issue because this leads to longer response times overall. So basically, they have to go and look up these codes once dispatch gives it to them. And in turn, this is just adding longer and longer, and we're not able to meet that goal of under 1 minute.
So our second high impact problem is to learn the code. In our firefighters lane, the firefighter started the training starts, right? But they either learn the code or they don't learn the code, and this caused the issue later on to how they interpret the code. Because if they don't learn the code, they won't be able to respond to the situation as fast as they can, and they'll still have to look up the code, then prepare, and it will cost the prepare time to be delayed. And the stop sign is basically indicating that the firefighters are either learning the code or not learning the code during the training process.
Yeah, and this is going to be important again just for response time. Getting the, learning the code is going to help the firefighters prepare for the situation at hand, and like Dylan said, meet that goal under 1 minute.
These are our design principles. All of the design principles are a way for us to go through everything within our process and see what specifically we want to fix for our future to be process. So for design principle 1, we focused on how firefighters can respond the fastest and the most accurately to emergencies by analyzing the interactions between civilians and firefighters. Analyzing the interaction, we noticed that there is multiple unnecessary handoffs in design principle 3 between the firefighters and the dispatch. So by creating a plugin or design principle 12 for the existing dispatch app that would automatically translate the police code, we're removing the delay and relay between the dispatch and the firefighters and the civilians. This plugin also is related to design principle 4 because we're having the firefighters be able to solve their problems by themselves rather than having to return to dispatch for more information. With the new plugin reducing complexity and DP in design principle 9, the firefighters do not need to go downstream regarding information, or in other words, going back in time to get information when they could get it by themselves to speed up the process.
So basically, this process here is, in a perfect world, what would happen once we implement this app. So basically, looking at the firefighter line, they get an alert, and then sometimes they just understand the code right away. They can just move on and respond. But if they don't, they can clarify through a specific app, plugging in the code, figuring out what needs to be done, and then preparing accordingly. That was the biggest difference that we had between our other problems. We added in the app at the bottom part there and the IT department, so it can help them understand and move forward quickly and meet our goal.
Continuing on from this, pretty much this 2B process is our final idea that we're willing to offer. This code really allows, and this plugin really allows for us to help firefighters understand clearly without having to have so many handoffs back and forth between dispatch and firefighters, and will really just help kind of add a solution to this code indicator problem that is occurring without having to get more processes involved and make it more complicated. We're having it through the app, the dispatch app that's already provided. So firefighters don't have to have another app on their phone or reach out to another person. It's very simplified, and hopefully this will assist. So thank you for your time, and I really hope that this plan works out for you. And I'm excited to see where we go with this. Okay. That was